Hi, you guys. It's Yaz. And today I'm going to talk about why narcissists think they're great. And they do. These narcissists, they think they're great. But I'm going to get into the reasons why they think they're great. But before I get into it, I just wanted to let you guys know that if you want to learn how to regain your power, check out my book that I had done on how to regain your power. How to regain your power in relationships. It's a short little book on Amazon that explains how you can maintain your power in dealing with your partner or power in any kind of relationships. You could check it out at tiny URL, Regain Your Power. The link is in the bio. And it gives you all different information about the secret to keeping your power in relationships. Now, let me get into this podcast. Why narcissists think they're great. Well, narcissists, number one, they think they're better than you. Deep down, they think they're better than you. And one of the biggest reasons why they think they're better than you or they think they're great is because they're deceptive, all right? They think because they're deceptive that they're smarter than you. They're more clever than you. For instance, they do, like covert narcissists, they do things that you don't know about, or they withhold information, they withhold secrets. They don't tell you what they're thinking, what they're doing, where they're going. And because of this, they think that they're smarter than you, they're greater than you, that you believe everything that they say. And it gives them a certain rush, a certain high in knowing something that you don't know, okay? So this is another reason why they keep secrets, because they like having that kind of power. So when they feel powerful, they feel great, okay? The other reason why narcissists think they're great is because they're just flat out delusional, all right? Narcissists build up themselves in their minds. They have to build themselves up in their minds because deep down of that fragile ego underneath, they have to build this false exterior to not only try to fool everybody else with this mask, but also to try to fool themselves. They suppress all feelings of shame. And so they live in this delusional world thinking that, they're great people. They actually think they're great people. They think they're great and they think that, you're the bad one, all right? They actually think that you're the bad one. They have to think that in order not to, destroy themselves or deal with that shame. They have distorted the truth to benefit them. So even though they're guilty of things, and even though they've done you dirty in a lot of different ways, they've lied to you, cheated on you, gaslit you, withheld information, lied by omission, all of these kinds of things to you, what the narcissist is going to do is they're going to distort the truth. They're going to make themselves feel justified. Whatever they did, they feel justified in doing. Yeah, I lied to you, but I had to lie to you because of how you get, because you'll get on my back or something like that, or you won't let me do what I want to do. So in their minds, they feel, oh, well, I had to do this, in order to get what I want. But they don't look at it like, okay, they're being deceptive or anything like that, or, they're doing something wrong. Instead, they'll twist it around. Some of them will actually justify cheating and say, well, I cheated because you always fought with me, or you put up boundaries, or you expected me to do this or do that. So that's their way of regaining their power and, being able to do what they want. So they feel like, well, if you're going to, put boundaries on me, then, I'm going to do this. So it's always, well, you did this that caused me to do that. All right. The other thing too with narcissists is in their little pea brains, okay, they feel they've done everything for you. See, a narcissist feels just by them being in your presence, they're doing you a service, okay? Like if a narcissist, the way they feel they show love is by just being with you. That's why a lot of them will say things like, well, I'm here, aren't I? I'm here, aren't I? Like, you should be so honored that they're even giving you their time. But meanwhile, they're not putting anything into the relationship, or they're cold, they're distant, they're aloof, all right? Or they're surly, or they're sarcastic. But in their minds, they feel they've done everything for you just by being with you, because they feel, well, I'm with you, I could be with somebody else. And some of them will even say that as well. They'll say, well, I don't need to be here. I don't need to be here. If a narcissist says something like that to you, it's because there's another supply. You could bet on it. There's another supply. So they feel, well, I have other supply, but hey, I'm giving you my time. I'm so great. I've got all this other supply, but I'm giving you my time. So, you should appreciate that. See, they want you to appreciate the fact that they give you their time, but they never, ever appreciate a damn thing that you do for them. Everything that you do for them is either not acknowledged, or it's downplayed, like it's no big deal. Or what you did is no big deal. Like, if you ever bring something up to them, well, I did this for you, I did that, they won't even acknowledge it. They'll make it like it's no big deal, all right? Because they don't want to give you any credit. They don't want to give you any validation, because that would build you up. They don't want to build you up. They want to be on top, okay? So in order for them to be on top, they've got to suppress you and push themselves to the top, thinking that they're great. All right. The other reason why narcissists feel they're great, and this is particularly the covert narcissist, they feel that your reactions are actually weakness. Let's say that you start crying. Let's say that you start yelling. And by the way, never ever cry in front of a covert narcissist or any narcissist. I mentioned that in an older podcast, and of course that got copied recently. But I said never ever cry in front of a narcissist, because you're giving the narcissist, you're feeding the narcissist, because they're thriving off your pain. That's why I say they're sadistic. They actually enjoy, especially the covert narcissist, they're sadistic because they enjoy seeing you in pain, because they're such miserably jealous people that they thrive off other people's pain. This is why we say they're demonic, all right? So they feed off your reactions. So when you're sitting there, you're getting upset, they're causing reactive abuse. They're actually abusing you by lying to you, gaslighting you, blatantly lying in your face, and you get angry and you start yelling and screaming or something like that. That covert narcissist is going to sit there with a smirk on their face, because they love to see you get all hot. Because they, in their minds, they feel the one that stays in control is the stronger person. So it's like, if you have, feelings and emotions and you show them, they automatically think you're weak. And for that reason, they think that you're inferior, and they're great because they keep their feelings in check. Most of the time, a covert narcissist will keep their feelings in check. All right. They don't want you to see how they're feeling. Or they'll show you like fake humility, but that's all an act, all right? So they feel they're great because they can keep their emotions most of the time in check. And this is primarily the covert narcissists, all right? But understand, they feel they're great because it's all about delusion. They have to do this. They have to think of themselves as great people. They have to block out the shame they have. They don't want to acknowledge anything they've done wrong. See, narcissists, they have black and white thinking. You're either all good or you're all bad, all right? So they can't acknowledge that they've done anything bad, all right? If they do acknowledge that they've done anything bad, it's because they either want something out of you, it's more manipulation, but they do it, or to try to fool you into thinking that they're humble or something like that. But they have to put on this big front, for their own inner self, because otherwise they will crumble. They will actually have a narcissistic collapse if they don't think of themselves as great, all right? Or they don't think of themselves as wonderful, all right? They always want to feel like they're the prize. Always, always, always they want to feel like they're the prize, all right? The other reason why the narcissist, right, thinks they're great is because they have a lot of supply. See, narcissists, they don't just generally have one. They always have a multitude of supply, different people that they're talking to, either on dating apps, on social media, in inbox, wherever they go, these little acquaintances they have. They think they're great because they have all these acquaintances. And they like to call them friends, all right? Narcissists don't really have close friends. But what a lot of them do have is a lot of acquaintances. This is people that they, kiss up to when they say, oh, hi, to the neighbors or something, or just like people that they call friends, but they're not really close friends. They're acquaintances. So they have that, and then they have supply, all right, other supply that they may sleep with or go meet or something like that. So this makes them feel great. This validates them, okay? All of this supply, the whole reason for all of this supply, like people say, why can't they just stay with one good person? Because it's not enough. They keep trying to fill up that empty tank inside them. So they have to have a multitude of people that will think that they're great. Nothing gives the narcissist a higher rush than having their phone blow up with texts or calls. That makes them feel like they're in demand, they're wanted, they're great. I'm great. I have all these people calling me. I have all these people texting me. I have all these acquaintances that I talk to now and then. Oh, I'm great. I'm great. I'm great, right? It's like, the communal narcissist that is always doing the charities and things like that. And they're not doing it because they want to help people. They're doing it because they want to feel like they're great, all right? So the intent in doing it is not so much to help people, but it's to make themselves feel like they're a great person or make other people think that they're a great person. But in reality, they couldn't care less about helping people with charities. They're just doing it for their image. That's what they're doing it for, all right? So they think they're great because they have a lot of supply, all right? They have a support system. They have the flying monkeys. And all of these people validate the narcissist, making them feel great. And what the narcissist does to you is they isolate you. They isolate you, and they make you feel like, a lot of times they'll say, oh, you have no friends. You have no friends. All right. And you may not have friends, or you may have friends and they don't acknowledge it, but they love to say something like that because they want to invalidate you. They want to feel superior because they have all these acquaintances. Because again, that makes them feel great. All right. They have the enabling flying monkeys. They think they're great because of all these fake relationships with people, all right? These people are not real connections. Understand this. They're just, simple acquaintances. That's all they are. So narcissists don't form real connections, because in order to form real connections means that they've got to, really connect with somebody. They have to also sacrifice, which narcissists don't want to do. They don't want to sacrifice for anybody else. That's why they lose people. People start to see, hey, they weren't there for me. Hey, they tell me they're going to be there for me and they don't show up or something. And then people end up walking away from the narcissist, all right? So understand this. Narcissists, they think they're great because they're deceptive. They fool you. They also think they're great with the whole deception of gaslighting. Remember what I told you. Gaslighting is like one of the biggest weapons of the narcissist, being able to confuse you. So they think they're great because they could gaslight the hell out of you and confuse you and make you think that you're the problem. I'm a great person. I know how to manipulate you. I can make you feel like you're the problem. This is how the narcissist thinks, all right? And like I said before, they think they're great because they have distorted the truth in making the truth, to their advantage. Justifying whatever they do, they feel, they're justified in whatever they're doing, so they never ever allow themselves to feel shame. So in order for them to feel great, they cannot allow themselves to feel any kind of shame. And that's why when you confront the narcissist with something that they didn't do, that they did wrong to you, they will either stonewall you, walk out, run into a silent treatment, rage on you, but they won't want to be around because they don't want to face that shame, all right? Because it will shatter that image within themselves of trying to feel great, okay? They block out all of that shame. So it's really a sick mindset. That's what it is, you guys. Narcissists have a sick mindset that they don't want to acknowledge the truth. They may even know what the truth is. And I believe, because I've seen from personal experience, they do know what the truth is, but they suppress it, they distort the truth, and they change the narrative to work in their benefit. This is what they do, because they can't let that inner self ever come out and feel that shame. So the whole thing with dealing with the narcissist is you'll never feel like an equal with a narcissist. They'll never ever want to be on your level. They always have to feel superior to you. All right? Because they can't be ordinary. They just don't want to be ordinary because, again, they feel that that's a weakness. They feel being ordinary is a weakness because of this deep-rooted insecurity within them. They always have to feel like they know better, they're smarter, they're better than you, or they hide things that you don't know about that makes them feel superior and makes them feel great, okay? Because they're being sneaky. All right, again, the covert narcissist being sneaky. So you guys, these are all the reasons why narcissists think they're great. So I hope that helps you. If it does, please share the podcast, share the video. If you're looking for confidential one-on-one phone coaching, check out the link in the bio at askyaz.wixsite.com/thegameexposed. I have limited time, so check it out, book ahead. Also, check out my Facebook and Instagram at the Game EXP123. YouTube, over 7,500 videos. I can't believe I have so many videos on there on narcissism. There's a lot of information. Check it out at the Game Exposed podcast. And TikTok is the Game Exposed. And have a great day, you guys.